Hello my chronically awesome friends, I'm Styna and welcome back to Sick, Tired, and Alone, the YouTube channel about dealing with chronic illness alone, which is only half as depressing as it sounds. Today, I'm doing a YouTube tag because I'm tired and I do not have the energy to come up with an original video. One of my favorite Spoonie YouTubers, Rowe over at Gifted Life, I will link to her channel in the description. She made her own tag called the funeral tag, which is really exciting to me because if you've read any of my books, you probably know that I like dark things. The dark sense of humor is also how I deal with my chronic illnesses, which I've mentioned. So I'm going to be doing the funeral tag. Here we go. How will you arrive? I would like to arrive by Viking ship, but in reality, probably just shoved in the back of a VW van would be fine. I'm not really picky about it. Or if one of my friends happened to have a hearse at the time, which wouldn't surprise me at all, or if I have a hearse by then, which also wouldn't surprise me at all, then being transported in said hearse would be fully acceptable. If you could have anyone in the world, who would you want to say your eulogy? If I were doing like legit answers here, I would probably say my best friend, but since I'm not, I'm just trying to have some fun, I'm gonna say it would be almost impossible to pick between Neil Gaiman and Stephen King because either of them doing the eulogy would suggest that they knew me well enough to give my eulogy, which is exciting in itself. But also, Neil Gaiman's would be so fantastical and lovely, but Stephen King's would probably be really unsettling, which is also something that I would want. So, man, I don't know. Stephen King or Neil Gaiman, can they go in halvesies on it? What's the one must-have song you want played? I would want the Friends theme song. Cremated or buried? I've thought about this a lot, actually, like, in all seriousness, I've thought about whether I want to be cremated or buried. I know that I definitely don't want to be preserved, like I don't want the formaldehyde. If I'm buried, you know, whole, I want to just be buried in a wooden box and allowed to decay. I'm not even sure if that's legal, so we'll say cremated, and I want to be put in one of those plant urn things that turns into a tree, but I want it to be a raspberry plant because they're kind of invasive and they're pokey, but also beautiful and delicious, and I feel like I'm all of those things. What will you wear? I mean, if I'm gonna be cremated, then I don't think you're actually wearing anything when you're cremated. For the wake, there's this really beautiful wedding dress that I almost bought once because of reasons, and then I didn't end up buying it because of reasons. And I just love that dress so much, and they don't actually make it anymore, but I have connections. I know I can still buy it if I want it. If I never end up having a better reason to wear that dress, I think I'd like to be buried in that dress because it's just really beautiful. Or fleece-lined leggings and an ugly sweater because that's what I wear in general. It would be easy for someone to pick out the wardrobe because that's pretty much all I have. It's fleece-lined leggings and ugly sweaters. Location. I don't really care. I know a lot of people want to be very close to family or in a beautiful place, and I just don't really care. Not that I know anything about the afterlife that anyone else doesn't know, but I just feel like it's not gonna matter to me. I feel like grave sites are more for the living than for the dead, so let my family and friends decide. They have to put all of their suggestions into a hat, and then someone picks one, and that's where I get buried. What's the dress code? Okay, so the dress code for my funeral is going to be proper Victorian, and we're going to have those little glass bottle thingies that people used to cry into at funerals. That's a thing called tear collectors, I think, and people used to cry into jars and keep their tears, and I freaking love that, except people are gonna have the little jars to cry into, right? And the first person to fill theirs up with tears gets all of my stuff. I've thought really hard about this, and that's going to be the entirety of my will. Where's the wake, aka after party? Probably Denny's, to be perfectly honest. I mean, that's really what makes the most sense in my life. Would you donate your organ and tissue? I am currently a registered organ donor, and I would love to donate my organs to people who need them if I'm able to. I don't know if anything's going to be usable. If I can't donate my organs to living people, then I would love to have my body donated to Body Worlds, where they like peel off your skin and it's just your muscles and skeleton and stuff, and you're like, and I would like to have mine just sort of sitting at a writing desk with a laptop and a blinking cursor and no words written, and that's just how my body spends the rest of eternity. So either that or being cremated and put into a tree urn. Yeah, that's if I can't donate my organs. If I can, I would absolutely want to do that. So that is the funeral tag created by Rowe at Gifted Life. Again, I will link to her YouTube channel in the description. Feel free to do this tag yourself. I personally am tagging Christina Doherty and Elainey and Jekabeth Spoonie. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right, I'm sorry. Of course, if this topic makes you uncomfortable and you are not like me and have a horrible, dark sense of humor and find this entertaining, I apologize for tagging you, and of course you do not have to do this. But if you are interested in doing the funeral tag, please do! Feel free to follow me on all the things. I will see you all next time, my chronically awesome friends, but until then and always, take care. And darkness. And dark. So no one told you that was gonna be this way. And yeah.